Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the online class. So, today we are going to start another chapter that is from your New Pathways book. Okay, so let's continue this chapter and we'll see what is going to be in this chapter. The topic is quality, and it is of your New Pathways, Unit 5 and Section 2. So we are going to see a chapter which conveys the value, the work, what they have at the time, and what happens when the work is there with you. Okay, so let's see what we are going to see in this chapter. So before we start this chapter, some introduction is given. Can a shoemaker be called an artist? Can a shoemaker, can you answer this question that can a shoemaker be called an artist? They can? Yeah, they can. Yes, if he has the same skill and pride in his trade as any other artist and the same respect for it too. Okay, if agar say like if I have same skill like an artist or the same pride to his trade, like whenever he is selling his product, so he or she has to be very honest with his products, right? Then only they can become a artist. Mr. Gessler, a German shoemaker settled in London, is a perfect artist. Read the story to see how he devotes his life to his art, like how he gave his life, all the life to making very interesting shoes, which can be which can be carried over so for many years that because it was not getting damaged easily and it continued for a very long time. So it's passionate, like it's affection or it's dedication to make the shoes. So let's begin the chapter and we'll see what is going to happen next in the chapter. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth because he made my father's boot. Okay, so the author what said? He said that I know him from the days when my father used to buy the boots from that shop. Okay, Mr. Gessler. It is talking about Mr. Gessler. He lived with his elder brother in his shop, and Mr. Gessler was living with his elder brother in his shop, which was in a small by street in a fashionable part of London. Yeah, means like a modern type of city was there in where they have their shop which prepare uh, shoes, okay, boots. The shop had a certain quite distinctions, like very different kinds of thing, and very rare than other shop. There was no shine upon it other than the name of Brothers, because it distinctions means quite different from another shops. Okay, and why? Because it does not have any brand name or something which can like attract people, but only the name was written on the signboard was a Gessler Brother, and in the window a few pairs of boots. He made only what was ordered, and what he made never failed to fit. To make boots, such boots as he made, seemed to me then and still seems to me mysterious and wonderful. Like it is said, it does not have a signboard and it has some distinctions than other shop. As we can see, whenever we are visiting a shop, we can see so many samples are kept there to show us these are the kinds of shoes, clothes, products what we have, and you can find so many kinds of products in our shop in a very variety like large in a clothes also you can see double XL. There are many types of many kinds of items you can get with the help of the samples, but here in Gessler Brother shop it was the name, the signboard was written only Gessler Brother, and for the sample only few pairs of shoes was kept. That's it. So it was quite different. And whatever the Gessler brothers were making, the shoes, it always fit. It was mysterious and wondering also that how it becomes fit uh, so nicely that it continued for a very long time, and it's just a wonderful piece made by them. I remember well my shy remarks one day while stretching out to him my youthful food. Isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler? And his answer given with a sudden smile from out of the redness of his beard. It is an art. Okay, it is an art. It is given in German language. Okay, it just say it conveys the meaning of it is an art. Okay, so it is given here that sometimes, like when I visit to there in his shop, I used to ask to them that Mr. Gessler, it is really hard for you to prepare, you to make the shoes, make new boots every time. Why don't you just he has some question in his mind that when you make this, it takes too much time. It takes a lot of time, and don't you get tired of making these things by your own instead of buying or something? We love it so that we visit there, but don't you feel don't you get tired of making the shoes and all? But Mr. Gessler smiled and politely he replied that it is an art. It was not possible to go to him very often. His boots lasted terribly, having something beyond the temporary, some essence of boots stitched into them. Like once one will buy the boots from that shop, it is like rarely people visit him again. Okay, but if the boots fit quite nicely, the people gets बहुत कम ही वहां जाना पड़ता था, बिकॉज जो बूट्स थे वो काफी दिन तक चलते थे, and it does not broke, it does not get harm, it does not get destroyed. So the people visited there in a very less in number, and also like very rarely people visit there. Okay, so this was, and he said that some different kind of essence was there in his boots, that it does not get waste or something. It was so nicely, so well stitched that it does not get damaged also. One went in, not as into most shops, but restfully as one enters a church, and sitting on the single wood chair, waited. Okay, what it is said that not everyone, not everyone visit there, and it just felt that they went into a church and sat on the wooden chair. A guttural sound and the tip tap of his slippers beating the narrow wooden stairs, and he would stand before one without coat, a little bent in leather apron, with sleeves turned back, blinking as if awakened from some dreams of boo. Now, what he said, whenever we were visiting there, whenever someone is visiting there, what it feels like? It feels like we are entering into a church, and a guttural voice comes from his like. The means whenever he comes there, like a very harsh and grunting sound. Okay, like some rough sound was there, and when he comes there, when he come to meet the customer, it says like tip tap sound was coming from his what the shoes. Whenever he come to visit the customers, he come with in a leather apron, and sleeves were turned black, and means the sleeves were folded, and also, and whenever he comes there, it seems like he just awakened from the uh, dreams of boots, because it was his passion which lasted long till his life, and it gives a beautiful remark about him, that how dedicated he was towards his work. Okay, And I would say, "How do you do, Mr. Gessler? Could you make me a pair of Russian leather boots?" Okay, now when I used to saw him, means once when I visited, these are the things I have noticed in him. And when he came near to me, I asked him that, "Can you please make me a boot which is from Russian leather? Can you please do that, Mr. Gessler?" Without a word, he would leave me, retiring whence he came, on into the other portion of the shop, and I would continue to rest in the wooden chair, inhaling the incense of his trade. Soon he would come back, holding in his hand a piece of gold brown leather. Eyes fixed on it, he would remark, "What a beautiful piece!" When I too had admired it, he would speak again, "When do you want them?" And I would answer, "Oh, as soon as you conveniently can." And he would say, "Tomorrow for the night." Or if he were his elder brother, "I will ask my brother." Okay, as you can see, some of the German language is given here. What the beautiful piece, or when do you want them, or for the night. So these are and the Bruder. These all are the German like accents. So please understand them. What a beautiful piece it is. And other one is that when do you want them, and the other one is for night, and the last one is brother. Okay, so it is said that when the author asked Ford, like can you please make me a pair of shoes, a pair of boots in Russian leather, he said nothing, and he went to search something, and when he came back to him again, he took a piece of leather, and he said that it is a very beautiful piece. And here the author and like Mr. Gessler asked to the author that, "When do you want this boots which is made from Russian leather?" Then as the author said that, "When you can give, as conveniently as you can," means according to your like situation, when you can return, when you can give it to me. But Mr. Gessler said that tomorrow for the night you will get the shoes, and I will ask this to my brother too about this. Then I would murmur, "Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gessler, good morning." He would reply, still looking at the leather in his hand, and as I moved to the door, I would hear the tip tap of his slippers going up the stairs to his dream of boots. Now, when everything was over, and now he is coming out of the shop after giving the order, and when he was departing from there, he could hear the sound of Mr. Gessler boots when he was going back to his means room, or somewhere in the upstairs, going back to his dream of boots. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say him, "Mr. Gessler, the last pair of boots creaked, you know." Now what, when he after receiving that boots and all, he said that, like when he visited the shop, he received that, or the shoe what he has ordered, and when he uh, visited there after so many time, he said that when he visited there, that, "Mr. Gessler, what you have prepared the boots last time, it doesn't long for a long time, it doesn't last for a very long time, you know that." He looked at me for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement. Then he said, "I should, it shouldn't have creaked." Okay, now what he said, that it shouldn't have creaked. I did, I'm afraid. You got them wet before they found themselves. Now he said that, "It's not my problem. It's not the quality I have given you was wrong, but it was you only, that you wet it before it like you wet them somewhere, and it may be like got damaged, but it was not my mistake, or it was not like problem in my quality of the leather what I have given, what you have chose to make the Russian boots in Russian leather. So it's not my mistake, it's only you that like it shouldn't have creaked, it doesn't get cracked, but it just because you wet them without noticing, and after when you noticed it got damaged. I don't think so. At that he lowered his eyes as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned this grave thing. Send them back, he said. I'll look at them. Now, when the author said that, no, 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 it's not my mistake, I don't think so. It got creaked just because of that. I wet them or it got wet. It does not. But yes, and after completing this, the shopkeeper said, Mr. Gessler said, okay, fine. As he lowered his eyes and he was like in a very grave, like very sad, and he said that send them back to them. I will look at them. Those boots, he continued slowly, are bad from birth. As he mean to say that some boots are bad from birth. If I can do any nothing with them, I take them off your bill. Now he said that okay, fine. If some boots have their like when they are made, it is damaged from that time only. Okay, but don't worry, you can. I can do nothing with them. I can take them off your bill. Like I'll give the what you had paid for it. I'll give you back. Once, once only I went absent-mindedly into his shop in a pair of boots bought in an emergency at some large firm. He took my order without showing me any leather, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior covering of my foot. At last he said, those are not my boots. Now, what happened when I was in an emergency, like I wanted the boots, I just entered into his shop and I ordered. And without showing the leather, he he assigned, he took my work, he took my order to make the boots. And when he saw something which was really unusual for him, he looked at my boots and he said that these boots are not made by us, it is not of our shop. The tone was not of anger, not of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quite that froze the blood. He put his hand down and pressed a finger on the place where the left boot was not quite comfortable. Okay, now he उसे पता चल गया that the boots are not my from his shop, and he said वो वहां पर उस part को touch करके बोल रहे हैं मिस्टर गेस्लर that this is the part जो आपको fit नहीं हो रहा है, right? मैं सही हूं ना? It's hurt you there, he said. Those big firms have no self-respect. And now he continued saying that कि ठीक है boots you have received from the shop, you bought them, but these are not the good one, and ये आपको hurt जरूर करता होगा, okay? And it does not have a self-respect also. This boots doesn't have any self-respect. And then, as if something had given way with him, he spoke long and bitterly. It was the only time I ever heard him discuss the conditions and hardship of his trade. Now, what he said that he was in a big trouble, that his trade was not going well in the market, and it was really bad for them and their livelihood, isn't it? When your shop continuously getting a setback. You means something happened to your shop and now you're not earning anything. It affects your livelihood, right? And this was the thing in his tone, that okay, you have worn that boot, but it does not have a self-respect. You will continue, others will also continue and will forget my boots, and they will not buy boots from my shop. And this was the feeling what he said when he saw boots in my leg, and he said it was not of my shop. So this was the thing that convey the condition and the hardship that he faced in his business. So this is all about today, and we'll continue the chapter. We'll see what is next to going to happen in the chapter. Okay. So this is all about today, and guys, please watch the video and find out the word meaning which are difficult for you, and memorize them all, and prepare the summary of this half chapter. Okay. So bye everyone. Have a nice day to all.